We'll get started. Welcome everyone to our team call tonight. Oh gosh, look, I'm already frozen. Goodness. Somebody just wave at me if I freeze and I don't even know it. I'm gonna go ahead and mute everybody, and then at the end, I'll unmute everyone and we can chat some more. If you have questions for Jillian, we can ask. Okay, there we go. Okay, yay! So let's go ahead and start off really quick with our Ring the Bell drawing. So last month we have some new coaches that have signed up. So really quick, I'll explain it. And I think it was a lot of fun. It was always fun to see everybody comment. So I put a photo on our team page of a bell. And anytime somebody earned a Success Club point, then they would comment on that picture. And so throughout the month, you would always see people comment, ring, ring, ring. And it's just fun to be able to see, because each one of those rings represents somebody that you are helping. And so it's really cool to watch that, all those comments build up throughout the month. Okay, so, and our prize is $50 to the winner. Okay, so I have everybody's name here in a hat, or it's actually a bowl. And our winner is Samantha Miller. Yay! Very exciting. So Samantha, I guess I could probably just drive it over to your house because you live here. And then maybe I can see you, or, oh, dang it, you're not coming to our team lunch on Saturday. That's another announcement. On Saturday, you guys, we have our team lunch with here in Arizona. So I'm sorry that for those of you who don't live close, but I'm really excited to see everybody else. And we have Brigida Linford coming as a special guest, and so that will be really fun. And I am going to have everybody that comes post about something that they learned on our team page. So everyone that's coming, I'm going to put you on the spot, okay, just so you know. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and unmute Jillian. We have Jillian Bolanz from Team Cheers to a Fit Life with us tonight. And where are you? Let's see. Unmute. There we go. And you guys, she is seriously one of my role models. I absolutely adore her. She's a 5-star diamond, yeah? 5-star qualified. Her team went elite last year. And I have just loved watching her grow. When did you sign up as a coach? When was it?
It's almost my 2-year anniversary.
Wow. So you
just before St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, wow. So yeah, so you were a coach because I signed up in June of that same year of 2014.
Yeah.
2 or 3 months ahead of me.
Yeah.
So that's just so fun. I've known her for almost 2 years.
I know. So cool. I love it.
And we met at Summit last year, and so it'll be fun and then I saw her at the Diamond Retreat, and so we'll all get to see her again at Summit this year. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and turn the time over to her. Maybe she'll tell us a little bit about her and then share some fun information with us.
Yeah. Okay. First of all, I'm so excited to be on this call. It's just so fun being able to chat with different teams, but knowing that we're all in this together, right? We're all part of the same family, and that's just so empowering. And it just goes to show you that if you think about it, what if Missy never started this journey? Would we all be having a conversation tonight? Probably not. What if Brigida never started her journey? Would Missy have even been brought into that? I think about that all the time. And I did a post tonight about my relationship with my husband, because Beachbody World was crazy today, right? People posting about a bunch of different things, whether it's rank advancement or volume or paychecks or whatever. And that's super exciting. But for me, I was kind of okay, all those things are so awesome. I'll never downplay them. But let's get back to what this business has really given me. And I posted about how personal development has taught me a lot about different personality types, different motivation methods and stuff like that. And I just feel like personally, my relationship with my husband is so much better because of Beachbody. So that was my post tonight. Like yes, is it amazing people making like their biggest paycheck? Yes, that's amazing. Is it amazing when someone advances in rank? Yes, that's amazing. But you guys, that doesn't happen all the time, right? Like, so it just gets down to, why are you really doing this? And like Wendy said, getting back to like, oh my gosh, we've known each other for 2 years. And what if, that's the world that I'm kind of living in now. Like, I'm just blown away by this business because I keep thinking about like, what if I never joined? What would my life be like? I can honestly tell you it wouldn't be a happy place, because when I first started coaching, I was literally like that metaphor of like the fork in the road. I could have gone back down a really deep, dark path that I was on prior to having my son, or I could do something different. And, I've always been like that upbeat, like really positive person on the outside, but on the inside for several years before having my son, who's now 2.5, I struggled really, really, really bad with horrible negative self-talk, with awful body image issues. And really only my husband knew the full extent of it. And that was it. So I could have gone back down that crazy path. And I think we all have stories that align with that in some way, shape, or form. But I made a decision, right? So I was not recruited, quote unquote. It was the right time in my life. So I guess that's the first thing that I wanted to talk about tonight. Is I think that sometimes we get frustrated thinking, oh, like, why did I even bother posting that? Nobody's liking or nobody's commenting or whatever. You guys, I found Missy Reber on Instagram. She had no idea who I was. It was just the right time in my life personally to make that decision of choosing a different path, not going down that original path. So what did I do? I started following inspirational people on Instagram. That is quite literally how I found this business. I had no idea what Beachbody was. I had no idea what coaching was. I just knew that I needed better and I needed support to do it. So I started following motivational people. So I want to talk with you guys tonight, and I'm going to open this up to questions afterwards to make sure that I'm really touching base on what it is you guys want to talk about. But just a couple things, and it comes down to the basics of coaching, because I think sometimes we get frustrated by the basics of coaching. We think like, oh, it's not worth it. But here's the thing, it's the only thing that's worth it. Like you can do all the other fluff and it will be beautiful, but unless you're doing the basic things, you might as well not show up. And think about that. That's the easy stuff. That's the simple stuff. It may not be easy all the time, but it is simple to do those things. So posting consistently every day, sharing your story, and I tell people, like, yes, the majority of your coaches are going to come from you asking the question, would you like to join my team? But some people truly are just going to fall out of the sky into your lap. I can't tell you when, I can't tell you how, but think about me. I live on the other side of the continent from Missy, like there was no reason for me to be drawn to her besides the universe knowing what the heck it's doing. So why is it important to post? Because some people out there need your message. So that's the first thing. Don't ever give up on that. And don't ever give up on the fact that you have something different to share and you have value to share, but make sure you are sharing your value. Make sure you are letting your personality shine through. Make sure you are really giving people something to either say, that was a really good idea, or some form of knowledge, or make people laugh. Like, your posts need to be consistent and they need to give something to somebody. It's giving a gift. And jab, 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 right hook. Gary Vee talks about how we no longer live in a world where people will accept commercials, right? Like, and we no longer live in a world where people will put up with somebody interrupting their entertainment. So we have to be that entertainment. And I think that's such a cool way of looking at it. Like, no longer can we just be the random post or the random message that's just going to throw somebody off their game of what they were doing and were enjoying. We have to be that thing that somebody enjoys. I will say a sidebar to that. Not everybody's going to enjoy your stuff all the time, and that's okay, because the people that you want in your life are going to enjoy it, and that's what's going to be super important. So just be consistent with being you, but showing up for you, because when you show up for you, you show up for other people as well. And I wanted to share a couple of things that I am pretty famous for telling my team about, and it just has to do with the basics. And then we can open this up, and I'm happy to answer whatever questions you guys have. But I mentioned that sometimes people fall out of the sky, but most of the time, it's when you ask them to join your team that they will. So people often get worried, and I don't know if any of you fall into this category, but it's like, but what do I say? Like, how do I just ask people? And so I tell them to apply the park method. If you went to the park and you ran into somebody, would the first words out of your mouth be, hey, how are you? Do you want to buy a challenge pack? No, that's awful. Can you imagine that? Like, you took your baby to the playground and somebody's like, hey, Pio's on sale. Like, no, that's ridiculous. And so what I always tell people is, pretend you're at the park. Like, I am pretending I'm in a room with all of you guys right now. I'm not at a computer. And I think that's so important, because it's sure easy to hide behind a computer, but you have to remember that there is a human being on the other side of the computer. Are you human? I am. I'm a person. Like, I've got a whole bunch of stuff going on. I am a human. So does the person on the other side. So if you were to bump into that person on the other side at the park, what would you do? You would say, oh my gosh, how are you? Tell me what's going on in your life. You may have heard different ways to kind of go about connecting with people. I tend to naturally stick with the forming method. Sounds so like weird, but it really works. It's family, occupation, recreation, and message. Think about that. Those are the three major areas in people's lives. What's going on with their family? Oh my gosh, Wendy, you just had a baby and he's so cute. How is everybody? Like, that is not difficult to say, people, either in a message or face to face. So it's just going back to, what would you really say to somebody? Occupation. People want to talk about their jobs. Why? Most people, no, that's not true. I'm not going to say most people, because I'm not going to categorize. A lot of people don't like their job. And so when somebody asks them what it is they do, it gives them the opportunity to kind of like get some venting out, or gives them the opportunity to be like, dude, my job rocks. Like, this is what I do. And then, yay, if you're talking to somebody who feels empowered by their job, because they're on that higher level of frequency. Just a good conversation topic. And then recreation. So once we've covered family, once we've covered what we're doing for our jobs, keep in mind, people are going to ask you back what you're doing. This is my line, and you guys can take my line, but it is, I would say, probably 99% of the conversations I have, someone somewhere in that conversation is going to tell you that they're so busy. So what do? I take that and I validate that in the recreation part of it. I say, dude, you sound so busy. You are basically super mom with everything you do. What do you do for you? That one line gets people thinking and talking to you on a deeper level. And it's really, really powerful, because it shows them that you're willing to stick around in a conversation long enough to care. Think about going to the park. So super easy to walk by and be like, hey, how are you? I haven't seen you in so long. Have a good one, right? But if you stuck around and said, oh my gosh, I saw you got married. That's so great. Or I saw your sister, just moved across the country. How's she doing? And then what are you doing for work now? And then like bringing that back to, wow, so how are you taking care of yourself? What do you do for fun? What are the types of things that you enjoy doing? I promise you, if you are willing to have that type of a conversation, either in person or through messenger or email or whatever your mode of communication is, people are going to feel it, right? So that's my first bit is we need to get over the fact that maybe some people don't want to hear about coaching. Who cares? Take that all out of it. Get to know people, reconnect with people, because you will never, ever, ever know what somebody's goals are and if you can serve them if you don't ask. So that brings me to my second metaphor, and that is one that I actually learned from Paul Jensen, who is one of the members of corporate for Beachbody. He told me this method, and I was like, oh, that's a good metaphor. I'm taking that, Paul. So, you're in a restaurant, right? And the waiter comes over and says to you, oh, I see you're all done. Would you like dessert tonight? And you say no. Do you think that waiter goes back into the kitchen and cries because you said no to dessert? No, you guys. He's going right over to the next table and asking those people if they want dessert, because maybe they do. So that's part of the waiter's job, right? Like, if the waiter came over and didn't offer me dessert, I'd be like, dude, maybe I wanted like a chocolate lava cake. Like, why didn't you ask me? People are waiting for you to ask. So do it, but do it in a way that is in line with really connecting with them. Take the computer out of it. Ask them what's going on in their life. Figure out if you can make an impact on them. If you do have a solution to offer them, think about it, guys. We have a solution for everything. You just have to figure out where to apply it to somebody's life. And then when you ask, and if they say no, that's so okay. It's not even funny, because at least you asked. So they know that 4 months from now, if they are reconsidering, they know where to find you. And oh, by the way, you will ask again, because that's just what we do, because we actually care about those people. And then you've got another person right behind that person that you were just talking to that you can then go ask, because you have enough dessert for everybody. So I don't want you guys, I'm sure you've probably seen Missy's videos, or maybe Wendy's got her own. I have a couple of my own about like how no is just a good thing. Because honestly, if somebody's willing to tell you no, if they're willing to say, I just, I can't afford it right now, or I just don't have the time right now, they're literally trusting you with this knowledge that they are feeling inadequate in some area. That's huge, you guys. And that's a real blessing. And that is a real responsibility that you now have to own and help them to figure out. When someone says no, the conversation never ends there. When somebody says no to me for a coaching or challenge pack, it's okay. This isn't going to work for you right now. But what if we did this? What if we added you to my free clean eating group? What if we hopped on the phone and I helped you figure out how to best finagle your grocery bill, like I had to do to get Shakeology? Like, that initial no is not a, okay, we'll see you later, sorry to have bothered you. No, forget that. You didn't bother them. You are just letting them know that you're really there for them. So don't worry about no. In fact, embrace it, because it will provide you with opportunities further on down the line. And then my last kind of thing that I figured would be helpful for you guys is my not an option mentality. So I don't know if any of you got on the Forward Fitness call last week or 2 weeks ago, but I spoke on Brigitte's call and I talked about my not an option mentality. So if you were on it, this is a little bit of a recap, but I think it's an important one, because we have the option in this business to show up for it or not to. But if you make that option not an option, you'll just do it. And it's hard I think it's hard for, again, different personalities take things different ways. But for me, if I create a rule for myself, I stick to that rule, because that's how life moves forward. Like, think about it. Show of hands, who's done 21 Day Fix or Extreme? Okay, there are rules to that, right? And if you're following that portion control container system or you're not. Or if you've done Extreme, if you have had a glass of wine or had chocolate or had something not on the meal plan, like, you broke the rules. That same mentality can be applied to your business. And maybe it seems overkill, but I will promise you this, just like small children like structure, they may push against it. They may try to test the limits. So do you. So do your dreams like structure. Your future self appreciates structure now. So if you give yourself a list, and it can be a small list, you guys, this doesn't have to be all life consuming and overwhelming. But if you give yourself a small list of things that are just not an option for you not to show up for, and I know it's a double negative, but it makes it seem really like intense. It becomes something that you do. You do when you follow it because you have to. You have to because you deserve it. So a couple things that are not an option for me. It is not an option for me not to hit Success Club 10 every month. Not an option. Some months it means I'm talking to a heck of a lot more people than I am other months. But it doesn't matter because that's not an option for me. Not an option is not posting on Facebook every single day. Not an option is me not having conversations with people every day. I am at the point that I literally will feel anxious. And maybe this is something that my personal development world has to work on. But if I don't have conversations with people, I don't feel like I'm sharing my gift. I don't feel like I'm sharing my message, and I don't feel like I'm upholding my end of the agreement to become a Beachbody coach if I'm not at least saying hi to somebody. Not an option is me not showing my team throughout the month that I adore them in different ways. Success Club shout outs. Wendy, I love your ring the bell idea. That's amazing. Like, things like that matter because I want my team to know that they matter to me. But you guys, also not an option is for me to check out of my family. Like, that's still my number one. So not an option is for me not to feel some sort of balance. I will put a disclaimer to that. There are times that balance looks like this. It's not always going to look like this. Sometimes it's going to be business stuff gets done, family stuff. You are just so in tune when you're there, but you're spending a lot more time up here. Sometimes it's like this. Business stuff is way down low, family stuff is way up high. As long as you are feeling good in your heart about what you're doing and you're setting your rules and you're following it, you're good to go. And believe me, I will be the first to tell you family always comes first. But so do your dreams. Your dreams are very, very important. And if you're building this truly for the right reasons because you want to support your family down the line, or you want to pay off debt or take your family on a trip or whatever, then there are some times that it's like, nope, okay, I'm actually not going to involve myself in this small portion of the day. Like, honey, can you please be with Cameron for this hour so I can go and do this? You guys, like, because I guarantee for that hour, if you hadn't asked for that, your mind is elsewhere anyway. So go and get it done. Just get it done. Show up for your business, show up for your family, show up for yourself. But I really do truly suggest creating rules for yourself so that you have certain non-negotiable things every day that you will do. And that's it. Like, those are my three main areas. They're kind of boom, 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 but like very much connected because it comes down to doing the basics, showing up for yourself, and growing your business. And you can't grow it without asking people to join you or showing people that you are the person worth following. So I'm happy to answer questions or whatever you guys
So great,
want to
Jill.
talk
Thank
about.
you so much. That was incredible. I'm going to unmute everybody, and I know it's going to get kind of loud, but does anyone have anything that they want to ask Jillian? I loved your rules. Like, love it. So good.
We have rules in every other area in life. Why wouldn't we apply that to our business that we want to grow into, what, 6-figure, 7-figure income? Like, why wouldn't we do that? That's just so simple.
True.
But again,
if your dreams are important to you, then you make rules about it so that you reach them. I love that. Thank you so much. Okay. Did somebody else have a question? I don't want to cut anyone off.
So, like, I know that you need to make time for your business. So, if you only have like 15 minutes in between getting the kids ready and doing what you need to do for the day to make your personal connection or to do some invites, I mean, that's still good, right? I mean, that's...
Yeah. I should have said at the beginning, I started coaching when my son was 10 months old, and I was a full-time practice manager of 2 very busy outpatient practices at the hospital. I get all sides of people trying to grow this business, whether you're a busy full-time mom, whether you're just a busy full-time employee, you don't have kids yet, or you've got a combination, or like I thought it'd be a cakewalk, like leaving my job. Like, dude, my child doesn't have an off button. Like, I can't just close my door. Like, so yes, you can fit it in. Just, I would suggest if that is your 15 minutes, don't do anything else. Turn off all other distractions. Go sit in a closet if you have to and get it done. Be aware that as it grows, you may have to dedicate more time to talking to people. And that's okay, and that's a good thing. But don't let that not let you start. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes I think we look at, like, our chapter 10 when we're only at chapter 2, and we worry about, well, how am I going to... I'm doing that right now, you guys. I can speak from experience. I have another child coming in 2 months, and my husband has to keep talking me off the ledge of, we're not there yet. Like, we will figure it out. Stop worrying about that point in time. Do what you have to do now. So don't look at what you're doing and think, oh my God, but as this grows, I'm going to have to talk to so many more people, and I'm going to need 2 hours. Like, okay, yeah, maybe, but not right now. That's okay. So I would say be very focused on the time that you have to grow it now. And honestly, conversations are the most important part. More important than anything else you could do is talking with people, because you could be making the world's best posts, but those are just seeds. And unless you're talking to people one-on-one, you're not reaping the benefits of everything that you're planting. So yeah, don't let time scare you. If you've got 15 minutes, yay, you've got 15 minutes. Like, use it and rock it. And honestly, will there come a time that maybe it's worth getting up 15 minutes earlier, going to bed 15 minutes later? Yes. But that is something that you can actively determine as you're getting to that point, as your business is starting to grow. So when we say, like, grow this with what you have with life, we really mean it, because most of us have really lived that. So just feel empowered. Like, I think people get scared of, oh, I only have this. We kind of focus on the lack as opposed to what we have. Baloney, you don't only have 15 minutes. You have 15 minutes to really impact somebody's life. Like, thank heavens for that 15 minutes. You know, like, that's a really great question. I'm glad you asked it.
Yeah, that's great. Anyone else?
I'll talk all night, so you guys can bring it on.
Okay, so good, guys. Jillian, thank you so much.
Oh, I hope that was helpful.
Wasn't that so good, you guys?
Good. I'm so glad.
Great information. Like, definitely posting this recording on our team page for everyone else to listen to, because
Really
a lot of nuggets in there.
A lot of nuggets. I know. I'm one of those people that like, unless I have like a specific topic, I'm like, choo. But hopefully it was like good.
It was all good. Yeah, it was all good. I was totally taking notes.
Awesome. Good.
And I love the dessert analogy.
I know, so good, right?
That makes sense.
I had to give Paul his credit, but man, I want to just own that one.
Yeah, I like it. Go ahead, Kayla. Do you have another one?
Yes, I had one more.
Yeah.
So you have someone that's kind of on the fence about becoming a coach. I've been talking to a girl off and on about it, and I've told her all the information that I feel she needs as far as how much it can save her each month and the benefits of Shakeology. I mean, we kind of went over everything, but she's still kind of on the fence. Like, she doesn't know if it's worth her time. She doesn't know if it's worth her money. So I don't know how really to explain it other than how I already have. I don't know how far to go.
Love it. I love that. Okay. Like, can you see how sick, like, and excited my face is about that? So, two things. First, whatever objection or question she has, other people have. Post them. Answer them in posts. You know, like, make that just part of your daily post of the day. Like, you know, when I started as a Beachbody coach, I wasn't really sure it was worth my time, but here's why it is. So that way, she'll see it. And even if she doesn't see that one, other people will, you know, and like, the universe has amazing ways of bringing it back to the people that really need that message. The other thing is, I don't know what happened to me and what button I pushed, but I decided, when was it? Probably, I think the beginning of this year, I pushed like a bold button in my life. And so maybe this will be like my fourth, like, analogy. Like, find your boldness button and push it. Because here's the thing. You are the professional in this. You are the coach. You already have that knowledge. You already have this lifestyle. So if people are interested, you have the right to dig a little deeper and to ask them questions back. Oftentimes, I think we get so consumed with answering people's questions and being the one that the questions get asked to. What I have been doing lately is, if I've got someone like that, I will ask them a pretty pointed question of, okay, I totally hear all of your concerns, but let me ask you, what if you did this and it changed your life? What if you could earn $1,000 a week? What if you lost the 15 pounds that you really want to, like, what, can I just ask you, like, bring yourself to that moment. How would that feel for you? And I think when people appreciate that, because it makes them think differently than they have. And often people just want to be told what to do. Not like, do this, but like, they want your guidance. They are obviously communicating with you and in conversation with you because they know you've got some sort of knowledge that they are interested in. So I had a girl who was on the fence. I don't know if you guys know, but both my babies were IUI babies. So I had to go through, I needed medical help to get pregnant for both my pregnancies. And somebody who I don't know or didn't know previously followed my journey and messaged me out of the blue about thinking that she wanted to join my challenge group. It wasn't coaching, but it was joining my challenge group. And then like she wavered for a couple months. And so I think it was January or February, I messaged her and I was like, so here's what I honestly think. You reached out to me because you really want to get healthier before you start working on getting pregnant again, because she's going to have to go through medical intervention too. You wanted a change. I've got a group that can do that for you. What if you just gave it a chance? I think this program is going to be for you. I think Shakeology is going to work for you because they did for me. What if you just gave it a chance? Same thing with coaching, right? Like, you know what? We've been talking for a while and I hear that you have some like eeks, but you're never going to know unless you try. I think you should just join me. And people appreciate that.
I was one of those people.
I love that.
And here you are, like, yay, you know, like, it's just so cool because I think when people finally hear that, no, really, you can do this and I will help you message, they feel like, oh, okay, she's got me, you know, like, so I feel like owning it a little bit more and pushing, don't be afraid to be bold, because here's the thing, it's either going to put people closer to their no faster, which allows for you to move on to somebody who will tell you yes faster, or it's going to make them say yes faster. And either way is okay, but at least there'll be an answer for both of you. And at least that person will know that you are willing to be truthful and bold with them. Kind all the time. Kindness and gracious and humble, but still bold. It's still your business and you are still you. And she would have the great honor of joining you, you know?
It's true. You know, I feel like you guys, we have to remember that we live in a world of no. Like, that's like the people's first reaction to everything. Like, if you're walking down the street, or like when I'm at the mall, you know, those people with like the curling iron kiosks, and or like the oils, and they want you to like sample them out. Like, as soon as someone makes eye contact with me, I'm like, nope, no, and like I just want
like I'm on my phone.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I no, like that is the world that we live in. And so if you have somebody who is, you know, asking questions and they're like, okay, well, I'm not sure about this, or I'm not sure about that. They haven't said no, but their brain is telling them that they can't say yes. Okay. Because that's just the world that we live in. So if they are curious and they're trying to work it out, like in their head, like, do I really want to do this? Well, I don't know if it's for me, or, you know, and they keep having these objections that they keep telling you. A lot of times it's because they want to say yes, but their brain isn't like getting them over that wall. Okay. So just like Jillian said, like, just be bold, you know, give them the option to say yes.
I also, when it's appropriate, I will say very honestly, you know, I don't think that, and you know, I'll use God or the universe or like whatever I feel like connects with that person, because I kind of believe in like everything. But like, I don't believe that God brought you to me to have this conversation for no reason. And it may not be that you're going to be a coach right now, but you're here and you're learning about this opportunity for a reason. You know, like, I think the universe is really smart about where it wants you to be, and it will put you in different situations. And I tell people that, like, you know, honestly, I don't think God makes mistakes. And I think we're having this conversation for some reason. I don't know if you feel the same way. And then I put the ball back into their court. And that is just what I firmly believe. I do truly believe that the universe or like just brings people to you who are supposed to be there. So, and a lot of people want to feel that deeper sense and deeper connection also. So I don't know, that feels good for me to say. It may not be super easy for other people to say, but that's what
I do have to say, I have this mentality like, what? You came to me and you're telling me no. Like, I know that's not the right attitude to have, but sometimes I don't ever say that to them, but I get that in my head, like, seriously, I have sat here with you talking for 30 minutes because you came to me asking me all this information and you're telling me no.
Well, sometimes maybe the lesson is for you, you know, and not for that person.
Right.
Because it helps to train you with what you could have said differently. Not that that would have necessarily mattered, but it gets you thinking just more business minded.
Right.
So, I mean, I think that God is a funny guy too. I think that he brings people to us and brings us to them for different reasons. So I don't know. I just feel like when it's appropriate, and I feel like I can kind of go there on more of a spiritual level rather than just like laying out the facts. I do, because I want people, again, to know that I'm willing to connect with them on a different level than your typical kiosk person at the mall, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Okay, well, we're coming up on our 45 minutes. So does anyone else have any other questions for Jill? No? Okay, Jillian, thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Really, it was amazing, and I'm pretty sure I could speak for everyone and say that we appreciate you taking the time out of your night. I know it's late there. It's like 10 o'clock, right?
I'm gonna go to bed now.
Yeah, it's totally past your bedtime.
I had the extra snack at like 8:30, so I'm coming down off the sugar now. It was just nuts. It wasn't anything bad, but it was something.
Okay, well, everyone, thanks for getting on our call tonight. I know you guys too took time away from your families to be here, but I know that you wouldn't be here if this wasn't important to you. So, if you need to, go back and listen again, so that way, we can really take advantage of. I love having these guest speakers come on because, there's no one right way to build this business. There really isn't, and so we can gain so much from other people. So, I know we have Super Saturday coming up. That is an awesome opportunity as well to go whether you are here in Arizona, you come to this one, or no matter where you are, get to those events so you can hear more of this, okay? Because there's so much information out there. You take what works for you and apply it to your business, and we all have the same opportunity. So thanks again for getting on, and I will post this recording on our team page, as soon as it's done, okay? We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.